I leave behind me two things, the Quran and my Sunnah, and if you follow these you will never go astray. Do not wish to be like anyone except in two cases. The first is a person whom Allah has given wealth and he spends it righteously. The second is the one whom Allah has given wisdom and he acts according to it and teaches it to others. Feed the hungry, visit the sick, set free captives. Leave me as I leave you, for the people who were before you were ruined because their questions and their differences over the prophets. So, if I forbid you to do something, then keep away from it. And if I order you to do something, then do of it as much as you can. All pious believers shall deem it their bounden duty to defend believers and to aid them wheresoever they may be, whether far or near, and throughout Christendom shall protect the places where they conduct worship and those where their monks and priests dwell. If Christian women enter a Muslim household, she shall be received with kindness, and she shall be given opportunity to pray in her church. There shall be no dispute between her and a man who loves her religion. No Christian shall be brought by force to confess Islam, and no disputes except over the better things shall be envisaged in with them. Muslims shall extend over the Christians everywhere the arm of mercy and kindness, protecting them from the exactions of oppressors. The Christians respected my alliance. They recognized my rights. They fulfilled the promises that they had made during our meeting. They assisted the lieutenants that I had sent to the frontiers. They earned my concern and my affection by fulfilling the obligations that I had contracted with them. The strong believer is better and more beloved to Allah than the weak believer, although there is good in each. Desire that which will bring you benefit, and seek help from Allah, and do not give way to incapacity. If something happens to you, do not say, "If only I had done such and such." Rather say, "The decree of Allah. He does what He will." Otherwise you will open yourself up to the action of shaitan. Prophet Muhammad said, "There will come a time when holding on to your deen will be like holding on to hot coals." Amongst the friends of Allah, the Quran is considered as a love letter from Allah, which inevitably is read continuously to remind them of their beloved. The strongest man is the one who, when he gets angry and his face reddens and his hackles rise, is able to defeat his anger. The most excellent jihad is the conquest of oneself. Verily, God is compassionate and is fond of compassion, and He gives to the compassionate what He does not give to the harsh. This world is a prison for the believers and a paradise for the non-believers. Once the Prophet was asked, "Tell us, which action is dearest to Allah?" He answered, "To say your prayer at its proper time." Again he was asked, "What comes next?" Muhammad said, "To show kindness to parents." Then what? He was asked, "To strive for the cause of Allah." When two persons are together, two of them must not whisper to each other, without letting the third hear, because it would hurt him. Verily, it is one of the respects to Allah to honor an old man. Kindness is a mark of faith, and whoever has not kindness has not faith. Four things support the world: the learning of the wise, the justice of the great, the prayers of the good, and the valor of the brave. None of you truly believes until he wishes for his brother what he wishes for himself. The ink of the scholar is more sacred than the blood of the martyr. Who is the most favored of God? He from whom the greatest good comes to his creature. The greatest of wealth is the richness of the soul. Everywhere, in mountains, or in the plains, in towns and in waste places, in deserts, and wheresoever they may be, that people shall be protected, both in their faith and in their property, both in the west and in the east, both on sea and land. Whoever contravenes the covenant of Allah and acts to the contrary is a rebel against his covenant and his messenger. Happy is the man who avoids hardship, but how fine is the man who is afflicted and shows endurance. Closer to the last day, time will pass by faster and faster, a year will feel like a month like a week like a day, and a day like an hour. The most perfect man in his faith among the believers is the one whose behavior is most excellent, and the best of you are those who are the best to their wives. Whoever Allah wants good for him, he puts them to test. He puts them through difficulties, like a diamond or gold that has to be burnt, after which anything bad from it is removed, so that what you have is the pure diamond or the pure gold. Love Allah for what He nourishes you with of His blessings, love me due to the love of Allah, and love the people of my house due to your love of me. None of you truly believes until he loves for his brother what he loves for himself. A person will be with those whom he loves. There is nothing like marriage, for the two who love one another. To overcome evil with good is good, to resist evil by evil is evil. It is better to sit alone than in company with the bad, and it is better still to sit with the good than alone. It is better to speak to a seeker of knowledge than to remain silent, but silence is better than idle words. The best richness is the richness of the soul. Be kind, for whenever kindness becomes part of something, it beautifies it. Whenever it is taken from something, it leaves it tarnished.